You know, it's hard to believe we are well into March already, which can only mean that it's time to talk about my reading for February. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're with Chris, and today I'll be wrapping up what became a decent February where I smashed through a few more books than I thought I would. Now let's start, how I always like to with my monthly wrap-ups, with some statistics. Alright, so I read 5 books in Feb. The pages I read are 2,413 pages. Time spent reading was about 28.5 hours, which was well down on January because the reading took a bit of a backseat because I was on leave from work for half the month, so other things took priority rather than the reading. So it understandably is a little bit down from from January, and particularly January was a massive month where I actually read The Way of Kings, which was a chunker. Average pages per day. In the last monthly wrap-up, I did mention that I wanted to get up to about the 100 pages per day average, and I did that. 100 average pages per day, which was great. My average time spent reading per day was about 1.6 hours, which isn't too bad. And the rating, so for all 5 books I read, there was 1 5-star, which will become my book of the month. We had 2 4-stars, 1 3-stars, and 1 1-star. The videos uploaded, I uploaded 14 videos for the month of Feb, which was 1 down on January, but still a worthy effort on my part, I think. The best performing video was my Stephen King tier list, which got 96 views for part 1. That was a lot of fun because it was the first time using OBS Studio for a tier list ranking, which I enjoyed the hell out of, and I enjoyed putting myself on the spot to rank the books where they needed to go. And the poorest performer was my review for The Long Way Home by Richard Chizmar, which was a collection of stories there with 19 views, which was a little bit disappointing, but you know, I believe that novels are a bit more popular than collections, so that's to be expected, and it is what it is. So the books I read, so the first one I read was The Long Way Home by Richard Chizmar, which was his collection, which I enjoyed. A couple of stories didn't resonate with me, but overall the writing quality of the collection was great. I read Mistborn 2, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. Even though it started off slow, I did really enjoy it, particularly the second half of the book where the stakes were really high, where revelations were revealed and answers were given in true Brandon Sanderson style that he's become renowned for, and I respect him for that, and so much so that I'm already into The Hero of Ages at the time of filming this. I also read Crosshairs by James Patterson and James O'Bourne, the latest Detective Michael Bennett thriller, and I was so pleasantly surprised with this one because I've been outspoken about how the last book in the series disappointed me, and I threatened to stop reading the series if this latest book didn't stack up to my standards. And I was absolutely rapt that I enjoyed the book. I liked the introduction of a new character who I hope will be featured in more books of the series, and it was just you know, nice and refreshing and a pleasant surprise, and I smashed through it in no time flat. I also had a very disappointing read, Smoker on the Porch by Don Watson, which is a self-published title, which just didn't work for me at all, and that's all I'm saying on that one. And of course, I finished The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown, which was absolutely fantastic, and my review for that will come up sometime in the next few days, hopefully. Which brings us to my book of the month, which has to be a 5-star read, the only 5-star read for the month of February, and that is The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. I absolutely loved it. It has elements there that I'm a real sucker for, which I'm going to talk about in more detail in my review. All I can say for the moment, because I don't want to dwell on it too much, is that the writing was fantastic. You would not think that it was Gareth Brown's first book. The writing was so polished. I think he had a brilliant editor, because I couldn't fault the book grammatically or anything like that. The pacing was fantastic and tight, and the characters just jumped out of the page, and the stakes that were raised in this book, I'm going to stop myself because I'll continue to rant about it, and yeah, I'll have a fair bit to say about the book in my review, so watch for that in the coming days. All right, but yeah, just a quick video today. Although I will add that I did start a new Book Nook hobby this month. That was a real highlight for me, where you get to build all these little elements that go into this diorama, which fits into a box that then goes on your bookshelf as a bookend, and just really enjoying putting all these little elements together. Like you build mini furniture and all sorts of things, and I actually finished 2 of these this month, which was fantastic. I did my library of books one, and I also did a Game of Thrones themed one as well, which I finished just this week. But a very, very enjoyable hobby, and I tried something new on the channel this month and released a new segment called Tarot Deck Reviews and Flip-Throughs. It's just something I introduced that I might do every now and then, because I do have a fair few tarot decks to potentially show to everyone. I have had a fair bit to do with tarot over the years with my own self-readings and things like that, and it's just an opportunity to share my thoughts and impressions about the themes of the decks and what I think about the art and overall impressions. And it was more so an opportunity to test my new overhead rigging system that I trialed in that video, which worked a treat, because you don't want to see me holding up cards like this, grabbing a card and holding it up to the camera. That's tedious and time consuming. You were able to only see my hands do what they were doing, and showing you the cards up close, which was fantastic. So it was a good trial. I want some more views on it. I've only had a few views so far, so if you haven't caught this one, please give it a watch and let me what you think in the comments below. But guys, that is it for my monthly wrap-up. Not a very long video today, because I did gloss over a few things, but it was a pretty good month overall, even though the page counts were down. But I know why. It's because having holidays, there were other things to do besides reading. But I'm full on back into the reading in a big way for March, and I hope to kick some goals and read a fair few books, and I'll be sure to keep you posted on my progress with review videos, and of course my weekly updates that get posted every Sunday here in Australia and every Monday for all my friends in the US. So thank you very much for watching. If you like and subscribe, as always, I promise to deliver the best content I can, offer up any feedback as per usual, and until the next video guys, happy reading.